Gaganyaan mission will add up to our capabilities to be able to establish our own space station in future. Prior to sending a manned mission, India will send at least 2 flights into space which will mimic this mission, but those will be unmanned.
Hi guys, welcome to the yet another episode of Cut the Noise. And today we are taking you through the thrilling journey of stars. We have Ankit Goyal with us, our Chief Business Development Officer at GRIP. Ankit, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
So Ankit, as you know, there is a huge buzz about the Gaganyaan, India's first manned mission into space. I just wanted to ask you one question. Why this is a big deal for India?
I think India's space mission has been very active over the last decade or so. We have seen numerous firsts from the India space mission like Chandrayaan or the Mars project as well. Given that Gaganyaan is India's first indigenous manned mission and has a lot of significance. Since childhood, we have been answering the question in quizzes who is India's only man to moon? And we know the answer Rakesh Sharma. And that person went to moon not in Indian aircraft. But this is India's own mission. And hence, this is very significant. Sending satellites into orbits or rovers onto moon is one thing, but sending human beings on space into space is a different thing altogether. In terms of just the technological brilliance, this is a very difficult thing to achieve, right? And that is why only 3 countries over the globe, namely US, the Soviet Union, the ex-Soviet Union, and China has been able to send man to moon or to space, right? None of the other developed countries like Japan, France, Germany have not been able to send a human being into space, and this is the significance of this mission.
So we recently saw that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced us to 4 astronauts who are going in this mission. So how these astronauts are being prepared for this mission?
These 4 gentlemen are now called gaganauts, right? Basis the name the mission has been given by our Prime Minister. Uh, this mission has been in the works for a few years now, and these 4 pilots are Indian Air Force pilots, and they have been chosen among 25 other pilots for this mission, right? And this has been under wraps for a while, and now their identities have been disclosed. A large part of the training, as per the sources, as per the information available, will be done in Russia, right? India has a very strong collaboration with the Russian Space Agency, and these 4 Gagannauts will be receiving a large part of their training in Russia. I want to highlight that the significance of this mission is not just sending 4 Indians to space, it is sending them to space uh, in an Indian aircraft, right?
Yeah.
And the entire launch will happen in India. The part of training will be a collaboration with various countries. I mentioned Russia, one of them, but I believe there will be collaboration with other space agencies in order to prepare them for their stay in the space. Again, it's technologically very difficult, right? So I think India will need a lot of knowledge sharing with other space agencies.
So Ankit, you very well explained about the Gaganyaan mission, the Gagannauts. Now can you throw some light on the feature of this mission?
See, very difficult to summarize it, but this is a very technologically advanced mission. For example, prior to sending a manned mission, India will send at least 2 flights into space, which will mimic this mission, but those will be unmanned. To give another example, entire infrastructure for sending this manned mission will have to be done from ground up, right? For example, even the engine which will boost the vehicle into space has to be redesigned and recalibrated to make sure that it is fit for sending humans into space, right? The capsule which will carry the astronauts, the Gagannauts, will have to be redesigned for it to make sure that this can survive human beings, right? The key mission, the highlights of the mission is sending 3 crew into a low Earth orbit, which is approximately 400 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. bringing them back to Earth after 3 days, right? So, this is the ultimate goal of this mission. But, prior to executing the final mission, there will be a lot of tests and trials and mimic flights to ensure that humans survive this mission.
So, coming to my next question, we are very excited for 2025 because we are launching this mission and we have very high hopes that we will become successful. So, if it happens, what is next after Gaganyaan?
See, this mission, these kind of missions takes years of preparation, right? I'm not worried if we are successful or not, because in either case, India will end up learning a lot from this mission. And India's space agency's ultimate goal, one of the ultimate goal, is to have a space center, just like space station rather, just like US and Russia has a space station, which is called International Space Station. India's mission is to develop their own space station in space. I think this mission will teach us a lot about that and help us move in that direction, just like the other missions have done. Each of these missions, like Chandrayaan or the Mars mission or this Gaganyaan mission, will add up to our capabilities to be able to establish our own space station in future.
Last but not the least, I have one question, and I know that people who are watching us right now are thinking the same thing, that how this mission is going to impact the normal people of our country or the economy of our country.
See, over the last decade or so, India's space economy has been growing by leaps and bounds. As we know, now India is one of the favorable destination of the world to launch their satellites into space, because we are so efficient and we are so accurate at it, right? We have heard about SpaceX, which is Elon Musk's startup in US, where his mission is to send people to Mars. We have also heard about Amazon's Jeff Bezos having a interest in space exploration. In India, we have a few startups which have received venture capital to fund their space exploration agendas. For example, we have a startup called as Pixel, based in Bangalore, which is funded by Google's parent rather, Alphabet. And we have other companies like Dhruva or Skyroot, who are doing some technological innovation in the space exploration side. So I think as a result of this mission and India's strong focus to grow as a very strong space explorating country, we will continue to see a lot of R&D developments, lot of interest coming into the space side, and I believe that we will attract more capital for this purpose in India.
Thank you so much, Ankit, for explaining this whole topic in so much detail. And thank you so much for taking your time out and coming to our show. So, guys, that was it. If you have any doubts, if you have any thoughts on the same topic, mention them in the comment box below. We'll see you in the next video with yet another trending topic and we'll discuss in detail about that. Till then, get a grip on your money and go beyond.
Investments in debt securities are subject to risks. Read all the offer related documents carefully.